Now that I had a quick look at the very basics and the core terms you have to know, let's dive into some next-gen JavaScript syntax you'll see throughout this module or throughout this course. Var is a keyword that creates a new variable, and actually it's a bit of an outdated syntax. From now on, we'll use let instead of var, and let also creates a variable. The scoping behaves a bit differently, but we can ignore that for now here. Check out some next-gen JavaScript resource like my ES6 course, or of course also some free resources to learn all about let. But the core reason for using let is that we now also have another way of creating a variable. And with that, I mean a variable which never changes, which actually is the case for all three here. But let's say we actually do assign a new value to age here, but we never change name or has hobbies. We could absolutely use let. There is nothing strictly wrong with that. But to be clearer about our intentions in the code, and we know that we'll never change let name and has hobbies, we can also use a new keyword available in JavaScript, and that's the const keyword. This creates a so-called constant, and this makes clear that we never plan on changing the value of name or has hobbies. We do plan to change it of age, and that is why we have let. And that is the reason why we have two different keywords for creating variables, though again, these are not really variables, there are constants. Either const or let, depending on whether we plan to change this or not. So now if I execute this, it works in exactly the same way as before. But by the way, if I would try to set name to Maximilian here, and I do run node play.js again, I actually get an error now that I try to assign to a constant variable. So this actually already shows us the idea behind const, and you want to use const as often as possible to be as clear about what happens in your code as possible. And if something should never change, make it a const so that you get an error if you do accidentally change it. So here I'll revert this change, but I wanted to show you how let and const work.